So season 10, episode 6 of The Walking Dead, titled Bonds, premiered last night. Now, if you haven't seen this episode, this is going to be a spoiler full review. So if you haven't seen it, I will be talking about spoilers and I'll be talking about in-depth kind of plot points throughout this episode. So if you haven't seen the episode and you do plan on watching it, don't watch this review. But after you see the episode, you're always welcome to come back and watch it again. Hi, my name is Lushin, and then one quick thing before I actually do start giving my thoughts and opinion on this episode, click that subscribe button so you can see my reviews of every episode of The Walking Dead for season 10. I've already got 1 to 5 reviewed. You're watching episode 6 and then 7 and 8 next week as well. I'll probably do a depth predictions right in between the episode 8 and episode 9 before they premiere. I'll have a depth predictions for the second half, so you kind of want to see all that kind of stuff. Click subscribe. So this episode really does kind of follow 4 stories. We got Carol and Daryl, we got Negan and Beta, we've got Sadiq, Rosita and all them, and we also got Eugene. But by far the best storyline was, of course, Negan and Beta. I think, what's his name, Ryan Hurt, who plays Beta, has said that this is the funniest episode of the entirety of The Walking Dead. And I do have to agree. I was watching it, I'm like, I don't think it's as funny, but it starts to play out, and it actually is hilarious, the kind of sequences that happen in this movie, or this episode. Because a lot, like, you can see Beta and Negan, they're skinning walkers together, and Beta gets this huge perfect square, and Negan gets this tiny little piece of flesh and leaves it on. And it's just moments like that where Negan's himself. He's more like Negan in season 7 and 8 and the end of season 6 when he's kind of an asshole. He's very similar to that because he has to be an asshole to get in with the Whisperers. And it's just, the way he plays it off is just fantastic. Like, just the whole way Beta's trying to get rid of Negan, but Negan is not getting out of there. So they do all this stuff, like they cook the big pig together, they kill a pig, and he gives him this tiny little knife, and Negan's like, what do I do with this? So he has to hold down the pig, and he's constantly stabbing him, just trying to kill him, and that's how we actually kill the pig. And it goes on, and Negan's saying, well, I'm not here for you, I'm here to get towards Alpha, and if I can't get towards Alpha, that's going to be a problem. And Negan goes, I'm not going anywhere. So Beta goes, you're right, you're not going anywhere. So then Beta kills the Whisperer there, and he leaves Negan with no mask on. So Negan's just there, surrounded by loads of walkers. So of course the walkers are going to go at him. And Negan's like, oh shit, did you just make a joke? And then he has to kill all the walkers to get out of there. Because they kind of set it up like, oh no, will Negan get out of this? But of course Negan's going to get out of this. This is Negan. He's one of their main characters. There's no way they're going to kill Negan. Oh. So Negan gets out of that situation, and he actually gets to meet with Alpha at the end of the episode. And he's going on about how they're going to need a measuring tape to measure his balls for his walker skin. And I just love Negan. The way he talks, just everything about Negan, I just think it's absolutely fantastic. But he meets Alpha, and Alpha's getting really close. I thought she was going to go and kiss him, but then she's like, shh. And then that's the end of the episode for Halt. That's the majority of the Negan and Beta story. Like, a lot more happens, like a lot more comedic elements happen through this bit. But that kind of boils down to Beta just does not want Negan there. Negan wants to be there, but he also he has no choice. He has to be there. It's either there or in prison, and they don't want him back at Alexandria, so he has to be there. Like, I know of how it plays out throughout the comics, but I'm not going to spoil it here. But how it does play out is incredibly enjoyable. I'm really excited to see how they're going to mix it up for the show, because Lady Angela Kang, who is the showrunner of the show, she has mixed it up a lot, especially in season 9. A lot of the elements that happen in season 9 happen roughly in the comic books, but she does put a big spin on it, and she's been doing it so far with the season. So, like, especially that whole satellite crash that never happened in the comic books. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to change the Negan story moving forward. And then the second, probably most interesting story throughout this episode was Dr. Smarty Pants. That fact that he actually got that radio working, and how he's talking to this woman who, if you haven't read the comic books, you don't actually know who this is. But as soon as I heard, I'm like, okay, it's a woman's voice. I know who that is, and I was really excited to find out, because this really opens the Walking Dead. Like, I know season 6 meeting Jesus opened them up to a larger world, but this has opened them up to an even larger world, talking to this woman. I'm extremely excited to see how it's going to play out, because it's going to have to play out differently than the comic books, just because when the comics get to this part, it can't be the same in the show, because there's no way it can actually be the same. So the fact that they're actually introducing it the same way as they did in the comics, I don't know how it's going to change, because they're going to have to change it up massively for the show. So I'm really interested to find out how it's going to change. That's why I enjoyed this scene whole element so much, just because I know where it's going, but it can't go the same way. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to mix it up, because the TV show's going to have to mix it up massively from the comics start. Like, really from this point onwards, they are going to have to mix it up so much. It's going to be like, you're not going to be able to really tell the difference between the comic books and the TV show, because they're going to be so different that you can't even put differences between them, because they're not going to be similar. There's going to be slight similarities, but just from this point onwards, they are going to be completely different things. And then our third storyline was Daryl and Carol. Of course, Daryl and Carol are they really are the main characters of this show. And I really enjoyed it. So every time they're together, I really do enjoy it. They're kind of sitting back against this log, just kind of eating lunch, they're talking, throwing, I think it was acorns at a can, and they're talking, and Carol's like, you should go out with Connie, because there's not many people in this world left, and if you find someone, you should hold on to him. And Daryl's like, no, I can't. He's not giving a reason, he's just saying he can't. And I believe Daryl and Connie will get together. I'm picturing, I can't remember who said it. Someone online said that their prediction for this is Connie will get like Andrea's debt. And I'm kind of going towards that, because I think she's the only one who could get that debt that someone actually feels. So I think that could how she can go out. So I'm kind of anticipating to see if that's true, because someone's going to have to get that debt. And I don't know if it will be Connie, but I kind of imagine she will, because I really do believe the relationship between her and Daryl. I never really bought Daryl and Carol. Everyone always goes on about how they could be perfect together. I think they really are more best friends. And same with Daryl and Beth. I always thought that was weird. I just thought the age gap was too much. I just didn't really believe it, because Beth always came like across like a 16-year-old girl in the show, and Daryl's like a 50-year-old man, so I never really bought that either. So people always shipping them. I thought that was very odd. But Daryl and Connie makes perfect sense. And then as Daryl and Carol are sitting against a log, they notice some walkers coming in, and Daryl's like, that's a whisper. So they make their way down to the border, and they're like, okay, we're going to cross this. Anything bad happens, we'll meet back here. So then they go out there, and they're kind of just looking at the walkers, trying to think of a plan of how to get them. And then Carol accidentally steps on a twig, and it causes the attention of the walkers to come towards them. So Daryl has to quickly, he didn't kill the walker as far as I know, but he just, I think he popped her neck up so she couldn't bend down to bite. He broke her arm, and he slid her stomach up and got the blood all over his face to do the guts trick that we haven't actually seen anyone do, not including like the Whisperers had their whole method. We haven't seen anyone do that since Negan and Gabriel, when Gabriel actually lost the use of one of his eyes. So it was good to see that again, because I actually love when people actually use the guts trick, because it makes sense. But I also understand why people don't want to do it all the time, because that is not a nice way to live, walking around with people's literal blood on top of you. Because I know it's walkers, but also that's someone who was alive once you're just walking around wearing their blood. That's the real messed up element about the Whisperers, because that is someone who was alive at one stage, his skin, especially Beta that we found this season, that the mask he wears is actually someone he used to know before and used to care about before the entire apocalypse, and he wears that skin, which really shows how messed up not only Beta but the entire Whisperers are, that they actually do that kind of stuff. But Daryl, he gets away and he makes his way back to the border, and he sees that Carol actually has captured a Whisperer. And then Daryl's getting mad, like, we can't just think, well, it's done, we can't let him go back now. And he goes, did you plan this? And she goes, no. And he sees he's got cable ties and he goes, this wasn't your bang. He goes, you hardly you didn't look good enough. And they make their way back, and that was the end of the Daryl and Carol story. And you can see kind of a rivalry, not really a rivalry, but you can see an anger happening between the two of them, because you can tell Carol just wants to get this done. She wants to get rid of the Whisperers, and Daryl thinks we could just live with the border. And he's starting to come around to more Carol's, but the way Carol's doing it, he's just not really a fan of the way she's going about all this. And then our fourth main final story was Sadiq. I'm not really a fan of Sadiq. I never really liked his character, especially the way how we got introduced to this show. Like, we got Sadiq and we lost Carol. I would much rather have Carol and never have got Sadiq, because I just don't really think he's really added much to the story. Like, he has the whole PTSD thing now from what happened last season. He has that relationship with Rosita, Gabriel, and Eugene, but I don't really care about his character. As well, now he is a doctor, but they could just put anyone in that place. I don't enjoy his character, and he kind of flips out with Dante. Like, a lot of people don't like Dante. I think he's great. I think he's kind of an asshole. I do like him, but people don't like him. And he snapped at Dante into something like, it's a bit unneat. He was trying to be nice to you, and you're being an ass to him. Is that, like, he does apologize, but I'm not a massive fan of Sadiq. I don't really think he's such a likable character, and I don't think he gives enough for what they took away when they introduced him. His entire storyline is that Rosita is sick, so he has to get her over to the infirmary. Then he has to find out that Dante was doing everything by himself, and he gets annoyed at Dante for letting him take a day off. So then he's there helping Dante, and then Dante goes home. I assume Sadiq lives in the infirmary, so Rosita's sleeping in his bed, and he's kind of holding Coco, and he kind of has PTSD, and he kind of freaks out. Like, he's sitting on a chair, and then he wakes up out by the whole windmill, and then that was the end of Sadiq's story. But that windmill, every time I see that windmill, I'm like, yes, I love that. Just because that windmill is actually there, I think it's actually fantastic, that windmill. I love seeing that on screen. So that's my review on episode 6. If you've seen the episode, let me know down below your thoughts. I really enjoyed the episode, but it's not one of my favourite of the season. It's more kind of down the bottom. I think like episode 5, episode 5 with Negan was probably the best of the season. Episode 3, episode 4, 1, than this than 2. I think this was a good episode. Like, the season has been phenomenal. It's just it hasn't really been a fantastic episode. Like, I thought we got more out of the other episodes of the season. I thought this was enjoyable. I don't think it's my favourite of the season, but as I said, it's not my least favourite. But we got to hear Negan actually talk about sex with Beta for Beta about Alpha for a little bit too long. I didn't think they would go on with that whole sex joke for as long as they did, but I thought it was pretty funny. I was laughing majority of that scene. But anyways, if you've seen the episode, let me know your thoughts down below. Click subscribe, like and share as I have this here. And as always, thanks for watching.